Good evening, everyone. Today I shall be presiding over the case of Rex v. Lord Koehler as acting King of Arms. The charges against Sir Cameron Koehler are as follows. He has claimed another person's arms as his own, specifically the common representation of the Koehler family crest, and he has also used the misnomer of family crest. I shall ask your plea.
I plead null as nullo contendere, which is Latin for I do not wish to contend, which neither means I plead guilty nor non-guilty.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. McGrath, your opening statement, please, as
All
Koehler's
right, thank
defense.
you. So you said there was a misdemeanor committed, correct?
Not a misdemeanor. I said that he used the misnomer of family crest.
Well, you see a misdemeanor of names that are incorrectly or unsuitably applied, but I don't think that applies to the law.
And then can you give a statement on the first? And I asked for an opening statement on argument, please. So please give an opening statement on the two charges brought to the court. If you'd like me to, I can send them in the text.
Yeah, please send them. You'd like me to respond on the first one, correct?
Both if you can.
Well, I've already responded to the second one, but
All right.
the first one, you see, the arms of Kohler, or the proclaimed family crest, is an ancient arms that originally comes from the German region of Saxony. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's Saxon. You see, I have looked into the arms, and I have. Let me find it again. I looked into it, and I've also found out that it matches clearly the description of Cameron Kohler's suit. Okay, Cameron Kohler, he is ethnically German. Um, we all know that his last name means charcoal burner, and clearly, without a shadow of a doubt, this is his arms. I've also found many websites that are related to the BBB, which is the Better Business Bureau, and they have given this coat of arms a they have given this coat of arms an A+ rating,
Sir, please.
and there's money back guaranteed. And yes, all products are 100% guaranteed.
All right. Now, with your first statement, we are now going to move into the phase of the witnesses and evidence. I will give the how I witnessed the crime. Sir Cameron Kohler in the College of Arms channel of the server of the Empire of Capberg, at 9:19 p.m. Central Daylight Time on December 10th, 2020. He posted an image of the Kohler family crest with the title "My Family Crest." Um, Problem is, I would like to see evidence that one of his ancestors bore these arms, because if there's evidence of that, he shall be cleared of all charges. But as there is not evidence of that, we are still not sure if he is entitled to those arms.
May I have a second to speak with my client?
Feel free.
All right, I returned.
All right.
So I've spoken with my client, and he says the misnomer charge does not apply in law, as it should be rejected from the case, and the other charge is hard to defend because it is known that he's related to Dave Kohler, the father of Cameron Kohler's current father, Paul Kohler, and if he pursues that questioning, say that Dave has inherited these arms from the father in Saxony.
All right, but what I'm asking is there genealogical evidence that Dave Kohler has inherited the arms? Because if then.
One moment.
Your Honor, I would like to invoke Chapter 4, Article 5 under the Constitution of the Empire of Capberg.
Okay.
Your Honor, I am done talking to my lawyer.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. McGrath, do you have anything?
Apologies, but I have returned. I have significant evidence.
All right, please proceed.
Okay, now if you let me continue, you say that we need proof that he's inherited the arms through Dave Kohler, pardon me. I have found evidence that there is a mug that was paid for by Dave Kohler.
Now, I see a problem with that.
If no, would you please?
I apologize. Go ahead.
Here is an image of the mug, but unfortunately, it doesn't have it on it. So let me see what I can do here. Oh, yeah, let me send it.
Please.
Okay. I cannot get a good representation, but it would look similar to this, but the arms would be on top of the mug, and his Dave bought the mug,
Now,
and so he inherited it legally by buying it and purchasing it from a
Mr.
private
McGrath,
seller.
there's a flaw with that evidence. Anyone can go onto the House of Names website and purchase a mug with the arms. What I would count as evidence would be from a heraldic authority or any evidence that possibly one of Sir Cameron Koehler's ancestors marched into battle bearing this shield.
Well, I have a question for you.
Please proceed.
What jurisdiction do you have over Mr. Koehler, as he does not live in Kappenberg?
But he is a citizen.
Yes, but how can you execute a court when he isn't in Kappenberg and you have no legal right over him in
I
Kappenberg?
do have a legal right over him as the King of Kappenberg, and he is a citizen of Kappenberg. We are taking him to court in the Empire of Kappenberg. I hope you know how micronations work, because you have also taken me to court over the internet. And I do not reside in Australia, so I don't know why we did that case. That's the
Well, that's
similar
another
reasoning to
story, and
this
that was
case.
under an international treaty that you agreed to, but stop bringing drama into this court, as it would be irrespectful towards Mr. Kohler. Also, it appears that you're bringing him to court for something that didn't happen in Kappenberg at all.
It did happen in Kappenberg in the server of the Empire of Kappenberg. He posted in the College of Arms. If you turn on your mobile device and you click on the College of Arms channel and scroll up, you will see the post that he made showing a claim he made to bearing that arms, and he also called it the family crest.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Please proceed.
Your Honor, I am an honorable man. I would never do such thing in the Empire of Kappenberg to deface or misname anything that isn't of actuality. I, again, am an honorable man. I've served Kappenberg greatly. I was the main key point in the constitutional crisis, saving the country on the brink of despair. I have saved this country from crisis. I have written acts in its name, and I've done everything in my power to benefit this great nation. I would not, nor intend to, mark the same point on which I would use these family crest as my arms. Now, in the sense that you claimed that I use the misnomer, the issue there is that, albeit it's a misnomer, when you use a misnomer, it cannot be used in law, as it's a simple mistake on part of the defendant. Now, in the same place, Camperberg does not have any law nor any jurisdiction, as I found, as I've read, over the word misnomer. I would like the court to revoke the second charge against me and continue mainly on the first. The mug in question that was to my Dave Kohler, which is my my grandfather on my father's side, was a great, great mug that he inherited from the man in Saxony.
Mr. McGrath, please quiet down. I cannot hear Sir Cameron Kohler.
Of course, of course.
Please proceed.
That he inherited from the man in Saxony who was his father before him. I find it equally disturbing that you would claim that it's not whatever you call it, correct.
Genealogical.
Genealogically correct. Now, my grandpa, good man. His father before him, even greater. I have certain issues with you calling him a bastard. These arms aren't his.
They aren't.
They are.
I would
And
like
I
to
can
see.
prove it
Please prove it. I'd like to see evidence. Then I will dismiss the case once I see the evidence.
right away. Give me
He bought it.
But
me a few. Can I have 5 minutes with
yes,
my lawyer?
but
Yes, you can give
I
me
would like
just
I would like
5
to speak
minutes.
to
Can
Mr.
we hold a
McGrath for a
Five,
recess
moment.
for
yeah,
5 minutes? Let's hold a
5 minutes.
recess for
Please,
5 minutes.
please, in
Your
a
Honor.
second. I would like to have a word with Mr. McGrath. You said that he bought the mug, but if I bought a mug that said Morris Family Crest, that does not entitle me to the arms. Neither if my father bought it and handed it down to me. That is not being granted by a heraldic authority. Purchasing a mug is not the same as registering your coat of arms with an authority. But you two, please proceed.
Your Honor, I would like 5 minutes with my lawyer.
Granted.
May we please hold a recess for those 5 minutes as well?
Yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, I have returned and I would like to proceed with the case.
Please proceed.
I'm going to show you an image that of Dave Koehler using his arms on his lapel pin, on his sweater. Now, these arms, again, he inherited from his father genealogically, and I think he is in full right to bear them, and even in full right to me to inherit, as
Well,
my father had given up the arms.
there
To me.
is a couple of problems with this evidence, first off.
Yes, go
First
ahead.
off, you claim that was a lapel pin that is on his shirt's collar, not his coat's lapel. Second off, you can very easily see that the image has been altered. You can see that it was very clearly edited on recently. And not only that, but again, anybody can purchase something off of one of the heraldic fraud websites and claim it as their own. That does not make it their own. I would like to see genealogical evidence or evidence from a heraldic authority. If anything, I would actually require both to see that it was granted by one of your ancestors to a heraldic authority, then passed down by generation, and you are actually one of that person's descendants.
I'd like to make a statement.
Please proceed.
So you see, here it shows Dave currently presenting the arms in most likely way before Kapperberg's time. So
Yes.
clearly, I assume this photo was taken in the United States and currently in the United States, and most likely at that time, well, most likely it probably was. It's without a shadow of a doubt. There was no jurisdiction, and there probably will never be a jurisdiction
Yes.
over the regulation of coat of arms. So clearly, Mr. Dave was committing no crime, and the jurisdiction is not in yours because it did not happen ever in
And I
Kapperberg.
agree. But we are not
But you
accusing.
agree.
We are not.
You agree, though.
Please let me finish. We are not accusing Dave of a crime. We are accusing Sir Cameron Kohler of the crime. Sir Cameron Kohler said that that was his family crest in Kapperberg. Well, I'm not
No, he
claiming
did not. He said it was his family crest. He never said Kapperberg, did he?
but he said it in Kapperberg. If he'd
That
like to
doesn't make it.
clarify, he could have
That,
said the United States.
Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor, I'd
sir,
like
if
to
I said
Please,
I
clarify.
jumped off a
Mr.
bridge, does it mean I jumped off a bridge in
Mr.
Kapperberg?
McGrath, that is completely different, but please let Sir Cameron Kohler proceed.
Your Honor, I'd like to again, on the advice of my lawyer, um, plead the fourth.
The fifth.
Sorry, the chapter 4, Article 5.
Yes.
However, I would like to make one point again. As my lawyer said, jumping off a bridge does not mean I'm jumping off a bridge in Kapperberg. Thank you.
That is very different, though. The
Your
the
These are
thing
Honor,
here with
practically the
this.
same
Your Honor,
thing.
Your Honor, Your Honor, I'd like to invoke Chapter 4, Article 5 under the Constitution of the Empire of Kapperberg under my right as a citizen.
All
There will be
right.
no further questioning, and I'd like for you to proceed with the verdict. Thank
Okay.
you.
I would like to invoke my rights entitled to me in Chapter 4, Article 1, which is my freedom of speech. This was sent in the College of Arms channel in the server of the Empire of Kapperberg, which clearly means that you were claiming it as your family crest in Kapperberg. And
I'd
my,
like to
please
set a
continue,
rebuttal.
Mr. McGrath.
So you say this was sent in the Capper server, which is obvious, but you
Yes.
said it was in the College of Arms channel. You don't
Yes.
specify what College of Arms, as there are multiple College of Arms. You have the College of Arms in Iconia, you have the College of Arms in Gredonia, you have the College of Arms in the United Kingdom.
Mhm.
You never specify that this is the College of Arms in Kapperberg.
Well, I think it's very easy to understand that if the College of Arms server was in a Kapperberg server, it would be the Kapperberg College of Arms, such as our Roll of Arms channel. I don't post other rolls of arms. I only post the Kapperberg Roll of Arms. So it's
But is there
very.
any legal document that says that this is a Capper's one?
I don't
This
believe there
specific
needs to be
channel?
a. I don't believe there needs to be a legal document for this,
Your Honor, I'd like to
Then
speak.
there's no
P- Mister.
lawful action that can be taken.
Hold on, Sir Cameron Kohler. Please hold for a second. I would like to let you know that I am the absolute monarch, so there doesn't need to be a legal document. There just needs to be my word. Sir Cameron Kohler, please proceed.
Your Honor, under my right as a citizen, I would also like to invoke Chapter 4, Article 2 of the Constitution of the Empire of Capberg in claiming that I can keep arms, and I would like to keep the arms of Kohler under me.
Sir,
Additionally, no, Your
please
Honor,
proceed.
let me finish.
Please proceed.
Your Honor, I would not like for you to interrupt me over my statement.
I
It's highly
apologize.
disrespectful, and it is highly disturbing to myself as it does not express Article 1 of Chapter 4 on the Constitution of the Empire of Capberg. May I continue?
Please continue.
Thank you. I would also like to invoke Chapter 4, Article 7 of the Constitution of the Empire of Capberg in the sense that I can inherit arms in Capberg unless outlawed, that I have not seen that inheritance of arms are not outlawed. Additionally, I'd like for you to reject charge 2 of this trial, as again, misnomers cannot be applied to law as it is a simple mistake on my part. Thank you, and I rest my case.
All right. First off, I have already dismissed charge 2. Second off, with Article 7, it says unless outlawed, and like I said, as I am the absolute monarch, whatever I say is law. And I have already established the College of Arms, which mainly follows English and Scottish and American and Canadian heraldic law. Well, not American, there's no American heraldic law. But what I'm saying is that since this is our first heraldic case and we don't have any specific document detailing our heraldic law, as the king, it's practically what I say is law. And so that's the claim for Article 7. With the claim for Article 2, each Capper citizen is entitled to the rights of keeping and bearing arms. Yes, everyone is entitled to keeping and bearing coats of arms and armorial achievements, but not armorial achievements that have already been borne by someone else, because that is heraldic fraud. Second off, that article was written about firearms, not coats of arms.
Your Honor, you claim that Article 7 does not apply here, as in the case that you are the king. However, I believe that what you are doing is heresy. The reason for it, you are presenting the fact that bearing arms, and not in reference to firearms, but armorial achievements that I've clearly misnomered, as you claim, however that was rejected, um, is hearsay due to the fact that you made the ruling in this case. Additionally, I would like for charge 1 to be dropped, as it was a simple mistake on my part, and I wish none of it to be representative of me as a person, me as a congressman, or me as a political figure or honorable figure in Capperberg. I do not wish for this court case to end up in a guilty verdict. However, if that is the case or course that you must take, I will allow it. I will respect your Majesty's wishes, and in the case, respect my right under Chapter 4, Article 5 of the Constitution of the Empire of Capperberg. I wish my lawyer has nothing else to say. I wish for you to end this case now, and I wish to sleep a good and honorable man. Thank you, Your Honor and Your Majesty. I rest
Mr.
my
Mc-
case.
Mr. McGrath, do you have anything to say?
No.
All right, thank you very much. Well, I have been informed since the beginning of this case that Sir Cameron Koehler sent that just to bring himself to court for heraldic fraud. And as the acting King of Arms, I hereby dismiss all the charges in this case. The court is adjourned.